Alright, here we are at the put-in at Temagami. Sportsman's Lodge, Wilderness Resort. It's a beautiful place. The water is crystal clear here. I can see down, I don't know, 10 feet, 12 feet as I'm paddling out. It's a beautiful morning, calm. We've had a huge rainstorm yesterday and overnight. Looks gorgeous here this morning. I'll give a little panoramic of this bay. Hopefully I didn't do that too messed up. So, Donald Lake Loop. Here it is, 9:15 in the morning. Left the house around 7:30, or I should say 6:30. And here we are on our next adventure. All right, here we go. First portage. Pretty short one. So I did triple carry this time. I'll get that down to a double carry for sure later on, but first couple of portages are pretty short. I think this notes I have says this is a 150. Ooh. A little trickier through here. I'm going to turn it around. Hopefully you can kind of walk along with me. Been waiting to do this trip for a little while. Now that the fire ban is lifted and conditions are very favorable. Nice to get back out here. This first portage trail is beautiful. It's got a little chute. It apparently was a natural chute that was used to run logs down many years ago. There I am approaching the put-in, Carousel Creek. Beautiful little spot, but by the looks of it I won't be paddling too far before I have to get out and take the next one. Alright, we'll move down to the edge of the water and we'll flip the canoe over gently here. Touch the tree behind me. Alright, here we go. So we just made our way through another portage. Have one more to go before I get to Carousel Lake. Which I'm considering spending the night at. I just wanted to come paddling back by the brook where it pours out here into this little bay on the creek. Apparently at one time there was a dam just up, well, you can, hopefully you'll be able to see it. It's a natural pinch point. And that they had built a dam up in that spot to help push the logs, control the log drive. Beautiful spot. I see no real remnants. Right at the put in, I've seen some old timbers in the water, but just a gorgeous little spot. It looks like a good spot to have a swim. But I think at this point I'm just going to continue on. Got a good ways to go. I do want to go for a swim here today, but I think I'll save it for once I'm at my campsite, wherever that may be, whether that's on Carafel or I go through Temascalange. We'll see what happens. I know in these this little creek here, it's pretty mild and calm. But when I came across Chiniguchi this morning, there was quite a big headwind for most of the trip, and that's why I didn't take too much film, didn't talk too much. I was busy focusing on the paddle over. Now in these back creeks and small ponds, little lakes getting across to Temascalange, it's you know, I could feel the breeze, but it's not blowing or affecting any travel. Actually feels good on a warm day like today. Pretty muggy. Gorgeous day to be out in the bush. A resting spot, a blueberry patch. Alright, good morning everyone. Day 2, gorgeous morning. It's 7 o'clock. I woke this morning at 10 after 5. Wanted to get a pretty early start. Of course, it took me way too long to pack up. But here we are, we're packed up now, we're on our way. Got the whole length of Mascalonge here to paddle up here today, hopefully before the wind gets too big. It's already picking up and I know it's going to be from the north here today. So with that said, I'm going to turn this off and bear down here for a little while. Alright, we're right up into the northwest corner of Mascalonge Lake. It's now 5 to 9. So I got about a good 10 minutes left maybe to get to the river. So I didn't film much. It had a good headwind. This bay has nothing. I'm up at the north end and it's a north wind, so it's very calm up here. But I had a good headwind most of the lake, so I didn't film much. Well, it took me 2 hours to come up the lake. It's probably pretty good under the conditions. It's just all of a sudden so calm up in this bay. I think the wind has died too. Beautiful, beautiful morning. Like sun is shining, very few clouds in the sky. It's just gorgeous. This end of the lake, there haven't seen any boat traffic up here this morning. And I did get an early start. Haven't seen any other paddlers. I am approaching what I read in my notes was a former youth camp that closed down back in 2015. I'm still probably a good kilometer out from it, but geez, from here it looks like the place is still being well maintained. Now entered the Chiniguchi River. Heading upstream from Mascalonge towards Rice Lake. It is so freaking nice in here. The shadows are on the water, so it's nice and cool. Oh. I don't want to jinx anything, but so far, you know, I haven't put fly spray on. I haven't put my bug jacket on. Here we are on Rice Lake, small little lake. It is like glass in here. There's small hills surrounding it. This will be a small little 360 view of this little lake. It is gorgeous. That's kind of where I came in, down in that corner. the sound of the paddle. It's pretty magical when that's pretty much all you can hear, that and birds in the background. Special days when you get these. Getting magnificent reflections in the water here this morning of the shorelines. The camera's able to pick that up. Just so calm. Got the mirror effect going on for sure. Pulling up towards the takeout, the upper end of Lower Temagami Lake. This looks like about a 180 meter portage, river left here, or I guess it'd be river right coming down. And that'll take us into Edna, very small little lake. Alright, here we go. Food barrel on. Canoe. Going from Lower Temagami to Edna. Don't mind the heavy breathing. That's just 40 years of smoking cigarettes, which I quit 2 years ago. Not to mention the uphill and rocky terrain. And being 57 years young. Here we are, arriving to the put-in on Edna, which is a very small lake. Gonna put in, paddle across, and pull back out for another 200 meter portage. Pretty little lake. Alright, let's see if I can do this without too many squeaks. Alright, here we are on the Portage Trail from Carl Lake up to Carl Falls. I guess technically you're on Temagami Lake then, but there is a dam above that somewhere. This is quite the rugged portage near the top end. Beautiful though. I'll turn the camera back on when I get to the falls. So you can see the falls off in the background there, and Carl Falls on the Chiniguchi River. But we gotta go this way. Good morning, day 3. Just packed up and left my campsite at Carl Falls. Anyway, it was an odd one with the neighbors across the other side of the river last night. Just anyway, being arses, 2 young kids with them too. Anyway, it is what it is. Got the hell out of there. Got up this morning. They're also packing up, but I'm out on. I just went around the dam on Temagami Lake, McCarthy Bay. I'm out here floating right now, just taking a relaxed little breather. And then I'll be heading over to the portage into Gold Lake. It's just over in the corner of this bay. Wind conditions are ideal right now. It's supposed to be a southwest wind today, but it's not up yet, and I don't think it'll be much of an issue until maybe I get to Donald, and then hopefully I can get the campsite I want, which is not very far down Donald Lake. Shitty. We're on the portage from McCarthy Bay, Temagami Lake, and she is uphill. It says it's a 2:30 to Gold Lake. Seems a little further than that. Maybe because this first section's all uphill. Here we are at Gold Lake. Another very small lake. Beautiful. Very pretty. Well, I just got back from my main pack trip. I've got to go back for my food barrel and my canoe. That'll be the last trip, the two of them together. And you can see over there, very muddy, crappy. The original takeout was back there, 50 yards. Looks like it's been here for quite a while too. All right, here we go. All right, we're coming towards the takeout on Gold Lake. And this next portage will be from Gold to Colin Scott Lake. Portage looks very nice from here. All of them pretty much have been. A little rugged in places, which is part of the beauty. And this next lake is got some high praise from a lot of people on its beauty. And it must be really something compared to the places I've already been on this trip. Pretty little spot. Black flies are out this morning. Mosquitoes as well, but and all these smart, short little paddles. I tried to take my time coming across Gold here just to cool off and get out of the bugs for a little bit. I think this portage is a little shorter. I think it said 150 or 180. I'm not sure, something like that. It's pretty short. So I'm going to rip through it here. Oh. Don't want to hit that. All right, I'm going to turn this off. All right. See this beautiful paddle right here? That is a paddle my father-in-law made a long, long time ago for me and my wife. Another one as well, but it's much longer. Part of a wedding gift for us 33 years ago, but you know, he's passed 29, 30 years ago now himself. Unfortunately, an adventurer of his own. Certainly loved canoes. He rebuilt lots of cedar strip canvas covered canoes over his time. I wish I learned that skill from him. This is a pretty little portage. Very, very nice trail again. Well maintained. Mostly downhill this time, as opposed to the last one coming up into Gold. Gold is like a little hilltop mountain lake. But I've seen no signs of life in there. I'm sure there is. Other places around, I've seen lots of fish life in the clear water, but didn't see anything in there. But certainly this lake right here is very, very pretty. I'll take my time paddling around this lake. Once again, I got one more trip. Got to go get my food barrel and canoe still, but Thought I'd walk through with the camera. It's my main pack on. This is the put-in on Colin Scott Lake. And it's just a beautiful little lake on a gorgeous July morning. Not even sure of the date. I'd have to look it up in a minute when I put stuff down. I'm retired. Kind of lose track of that a little bit. There's a loon right there. As I walk up on the rock. Beautiful mirrored finish to the lake this morning. Like a lot of these lakes, and this one's no different. Water's crystal clear, like. I don't know if you can pick that up here in the sun. But looking out there, you know, it's a couple feet deep. When you're out in the canoe, you can get out 10, 12 feet and you're still seeing to the bottom very easily. My favorite, the Canadian stroke. Which I kind of modify. I twist my paddle in a circle. Half twist every stroke. I don't know, something I was shown to do early. I don't know. Can't remember if it was Horton who showed me that. My dad's cousin by marriage. Step cousin, whatever. I don't know. Good family friend. Had canoes when I was a young fella and taught us how to paddle. Martin McLeod, yeah. Yeah, pretty influential in my early years from an outdoors perspective. To enjoy the outdoors and be respectful of it at the same time. Him and my father were very good friends for many years. Both gone to our world, hopefully in a better place. Yeah, it's unbelievable. It's shallowish here, 8, 9 feet. I can see clear to the bottom easily. Void of any life that I can see. at least 15-20 feet deep here. I can still see, barely see, but I can see bottom. It's just like no plants, no fish. I think it's one of those lakes they're trying to rehab somehow. There's no campsites on this lake. There's no fishing permitted on this lake. Oh, wow. This, my friends, is the famous Donald Lake. Big cliff across the little bay here. A flat face downhill descent to the put-in. Fortunately today it's nice and dry. Shoes are good. See all the marks on the stones here from people's carbide runners on their snowmobiles. I assume they're coming through here in the wintertime. At least I assume that's what that is. Again, the ever cool, famous signature stone. The Donald Lake signature rock. Found a little flat spot with no one else's. There, J Mac 2023. Doubt it'll stay very long. It's not carved in, etched in like a lot of these are. Anyway, very cool. Well, good morning, everyone. A little bit of a later start this morning. Didn't leave this site till 8 o'clock. I was actually planning to stay here another night, but my hand is all swollen up from those wasp stings, and it's getting worse. I don't know if you can see just how swollen and puffy that sucker looks, but I gotta get the hell out of here while I still have function. I don't think it's a major thing. I'm having an allergic reaction, I'm sure. Happened a day and a half ago, so it kind of is what it is, other than my hand just started at my baby finger and now it's moving right across the whole hand. I gotta get the hell out. It woke up to some rain this morning, a little bit, but it took me a little longer to pack camp underneath the tarp. I'm out on the water, got all my rain gear on, my life jacket is underneath. And I'm making my way down Donald Lake. At the end of this lake, there's a 1,000-meter portage back to Temagami. And then we'll see what the weather holds up for paddling across Cook, or if I gotta spend another night over there. But it'll be a lot closer. That's the lake that my vehicle is on. And it just really depends on paddling conditions, whether I can get back to the vehicle today or whether I have to set up again tonight. weather may play a factor in that. Talked to Jocelyn this morning and she said calling for thunderstorms this afternoon, so we'll just see how good this morning goes. And right now when it stopped raining, I got a little reprieve, so I'm booking her down the lake here, trying to take in as much scenery as I can along the way. It's a pretty lake for sure. Where that campsite was probably a very, very nice section of the lake at the north end. You know, tough to beat that Collins spot. That was a very pretty spot. Oh, here we are approaching the takeout on Donald, headed over to Temagami, and geez, there's a boat stashed there in the bush. Two more here. May even be more of them up in the bush there. Hard to say. Well, so far the rain has held off, which is nice. I get to take this rain gear off for my walk, which was probably going to happen anyway. This portage is 1 kilometer long, or 1,000 meters, whichever way you don't like to hear it. It's not bad. Apparently it's reasonably flat, so we'll double carry and get her done. All right, here we are back on Temagami Lake. Just finished the 1 kilometer portage. Did a 2 carry. Took me exactly 1 hour. Took me a half an hour to make the first trip with the main pack and a few other items, and then walk back empty. And then it took me a full half an hour to come back with the food barrel and the canoe. 1 paddle and a fishing rod. Anyway, we've got it done. We're on Coop. This section of the lake looks great. As it looks right now, my hand is blown up like a football. And I'm probably heading for the car. We'll just see how the paddle goes down this lake. It is a sizable lake. But right now it looks good. Alright, here we are on the Klondike Bay on Temagami Lake. I don't know, half a kilometer or less here to the takeout. Been a great trip. I met well, that was thunder. Good thing I'm very close here. Met a group of 4 paddlers, 2 couples in Swift, Prospector 16, beautiful boats. They live on Coop here, I guess, and they were kind enough to give me a couple of antihistamines or allergy pills. Oh shit. That doesn't sound good. They gave me a couple of allergy pills, and it's starting to reduce the swelling on my hand already. So, very important note that I don't have to take some antihistamines or allergy pills with me on the next trip. So I ended up going only 4 days instead of the 5 I had planned. Very doable in 4. Fantastic trip. The scenery was outstanding. I didn't do any fishing. I was just mesmerized, by the scenery, and got caught up in camping too. And it's fantastic. All right, folks. In closing, best part of the trip, Colin Scott Lake. I just loved that spot. I don't know, it was beautiful. I really was looking forward to Carl Falls, but the fools across the river from me that were camped there kind of ruined that whole atmosphere. Anyway, I'll get over it. Beautiful trip all in all. Loved it. I got to get off this water here as the storm is about to let go.